Hello and many thanks for joining us at this time. This is the news on Galaxy Television, broadcasted to viewers here in Nigeria, West Africa and across the globe. My name is Tife Tanimomo. We'll begin with our headlines. Senate President Ahmed Lawan advises his colleagues against being too quick to speak to the media in a way that sends wrong signals to the public, particularly on resolutions of national interest. Plus, on the news, members of the National Association of Resident Doctors of Nigeria on Wednesday resume at their respective duty posts nationwide following the suspension of their 2-month strike. And of course, when we take you outside Nigeria, Taiwan's defense minister warns of the risk of an accidental strike between China and Taiwan as tensions are at their worst in 40 years. Those are top stories. We'll bring you details in just a moment. Once again, many thanks for joining us. Very warm welcome to you. Now, we'll begin with the presidency as President Muhammadu Buhari Wednesday in Abuja urged operators in the petroleum industry to take advantage of the new Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, to promote their investments in the oil and gas sector. Speaking at an audience with a team from ExxonMobil Corporation, led by Liam Malion, is president on upstream oil and gas at State House, Abuja, the president said expects the ExxonMobil companies in Nigeria to avail themselves of the opportunities created by the Petroleum Industry Act and invest in further development of Nigerian assets in line with its national interest. President Buhari also enjoined the ExxonMobil chief to collaborate on a bigger scale with the NNPC to realize the full potential of the abundant gas resources in Nigeria. Malian had told the president that ExxonMobil, which has done business in Nigeria for over 60 years, remained as committed and strong as ever, though it was investing from the joint venture Shalom Water with NNPC, assuring that whoever emerges buyer must be capable operator. He said his company will not compromise on this stand. And now we'll take you to the Red Chambers as Senate President Ahmed Lawan has advised his colleagues against being too quick to speak to the media in a way that sends wrong signals to the public, particularly on resolutions of the National Assembly. He made the appeal after the Deputy Senate President, Ovie Omagege, drew the attention of the Senate to a television interview granted by the minority leader Inaya Abaribe, bordering on the thieves and profit sharing to host communities as contained in the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA. Galaxy's Godfrey Shumoge has details of this particular story.
The widespread discontent that trailed the passage of what is now the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, continues to echo in the Senate. It is unsettling in many quarters, ruffling feathers in the process. The Deputy Senate President, Omo Agege, alleged that the said interview by Abaribe was a misrepresentation of fact as it concerns the said bill, citing the aspect where he said the APC caucus sabotaged an earlier agreement.
A remark he made to the effect that prior to the consideration of the bill, that there was an agreement of the entire Senate that the host communities be given 5%. But notwithstanding that agreement, the APC as a party took a party position to reduce the 5% for the host communities to 3%.
Omo Agege expressed worry that his colleagues' comment was in breach of his privilege and those of other senators on the day of the passage of the bill.
I feel very, very offended, and I believe all members of the APC in the Senate equally feel very, very offended and feel that their privilege has been breached. Because I know that decision, there were also senators from PDP, very many of them from the Niger Delta, who also voted, who supported the 5%. And we all fought on this floor for 5% until the majority decision, and that is what democracy is all about, until the majority took a decision here that it should be 3%. But it was not partisan. It was not a PDP position, neither was it an APC position.
Abaribe was, however, not present at the moment the matter on his media interview was tabled. The Senate President, on his part, noted there is still room for amendment of the Petroleum Industry Act in areas citizens feel less satisfied. Lawan therefore advised lawmakers who are not satisfied with the decision on the PIA to seek amendment rather than misinform Nigerians.
I will encourage us to talk less to the press on ways that will give the press the wrong impression, and concentrate more on talking to our colleagues in the Senate when we want to sway the opinion of senators to support our position. I would have loved to give the minority leader an opportunity to say something, but I'm sure that this is a matter of privilege, and all of us would have learned from it. There is no reason for us to give the wrong information.
Godfrey Eshamoge, Galaxy News, Abuja.
We stay with the red chambers for a moment as the Nigerian Senate has again restated the need for the entrenchment of the rule of law, harping on judicial autonomy as a key step in that direction. Galaxy's Godfrey Eshamoge reports that the Chairman, Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Okpeyemi Bamidele, made this submission Wednesday during the screening of the nominee for the post of Chief Judge of the FCT High Court, Justice Hussaini Baba Yusuf. On his part, the nominee, who is a native of Kogi State, expressed readiness to ensure effective justice system.
I wholeheartedly commend the efforts of Mr. President for blazing the trail and taking the bull by the horn to ensure the financial autonomy of the state judiciary, just like its counterpart at the federal level, in compliance with the provision of Section 121 Sub 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999.
As a judge, given the background that I've had over the years, it became clear to me that I needed to develop quickly a judicial mind that will enable me to adjudicate in a way that I do not, that I should keep the stream of justice pure.
The appointment of Justice Hussaini Baba Yusuf is to fulfill the vacant position, left by the former Chief Judge of the FCT High Court, Justice Salisu Abdullahi, following its appointment as the substantive administrator of the National Judicial Institute, NJI. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to present the budget estimates for the 2022 fiscal year to a joint session of the National Assembly on Thursday. Speaking on this, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, made the disclosure during the House plenary on Wednesday. Honorable Gbajabiamila, who presided over the House plenary, mentioned the President's budget presentation shortly after reading a letter from him. The President in the letter sought to make some changes in the recently passed Medium-Term Expenditure Framework, MTEF, and Fiscal Strategy Paper, FSP, parameters on which the 2022 budget will be framed. The President said the changes, which is asking the National Assembly to approve in the MTEF FSP, is in line with the newly enacted Petroleum Industry Act, PIA.
Dear Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, may I crave the kind indulgence of the House of Representatives to grant me the slot of 1200 hours on Thursday, 7th October 2021, to formally present the 2022 appropriation bill to the joint session of the National Assembly. Please accept, Mr. Speaker, the assurances of my highest regards as I look forward to addressing the joint session. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
In the same vein, the House of Representatives approved the aggregate expenditure of 16.39 trillion naira and 10.3 trillion naira retained revenue for the 2022 fiscal year. The House also approved that 635.4 billion fiscal deficit be approved for the incoming financial year. The Green Chamber gave the approval after the consideration of the report of the Committee on Finance on the revised Federal Government of Nigeria 2022 to 2024 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework (MTF) and Fiscal Strategy Paperwork (FSP) at the Committee on Supply, chaired by Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. During the debate, the House commended the Budget Office of the Federation and Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning for insisting that ministries, departments and agencies (MDAs) submit their revenue profiles as premise for being captured in the 2022 budget proposal. You're still on to Galaxy Television News. We'll take a break now, but in the part 2 of the news, we'll take you to the Green Chamber still as the House of Representatives calls for upward review of the remuneration of judicial officers in line with present economic realities. We'll bring you details of that story shortly. Please stay with us. This is the news on Galaxy Television. Now, for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page. We're live on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Official Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. Now, in the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives on Wednesday called for upward review of the remuneration of judicial officers in line with present economic realities. The resolution was passed sequel to the adoption of a motion on the need to review remunerations of judicial officers and increase the statutory transfer to the nation's judiciary, as sponsored by Chairman House Committee on Judiciary, Honorable Onofio Luke. According to Honorable Luke, 13 years after the salary review of judicial officers, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who is the most senior judicial officer in the country, earns 270,000 naira monthly. The justices of the Supreme Court and the President of the Court of Appeal earns 206 monthly. Justices of the Court of Appeal earns 206, while judges of the Federal High Court, National Industrial Court, FCT High Court, State High Court, FCT Sharia Court of Appeal, FCT Customary Court of Appeal, caddies of State Sharia Court of Appeal and State Customary Court of Appeal all earn 1.8 million each as their annual salary, while noting that the salary of judicial officers was last reviewed by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, REMAFAC, in 2007, when the official exchange rate was 124 naira to $1, and other economic factors that have depreciated the value of naira by over 60%. He maintains that the salary of judicial officers have become totally a variance with current economic realities.
The judicial officers receive meager salary when compared with prevalent economic realities, thereby rendering them vulnerable to corruption. Also aware that the budget for the judiciary has remained at 110 billion since 2019, while the total budget size has continued to grow.
The Coalition of Nigerian Opposition Political Parties, COPP, has called for the impeachment of the leadership of the National Assembly for failing to provide enough checks against seeming excesses of the executive. Glasses Godfrey Shumaga reports that the COPP, which addressed the media through its spokesperson in Abuja Wednesday, called on opposition parliamentarians in both chambers to initiate the impeachment process with immediate effect.
We call on the opposition members in the National Assembly to work in alliance with patriotic members who are imprisoned in APC and seeking liberation to commence action and impeach the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, and the indicted Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, immediately as a matter of national interest. Any further delay will occasion irreversible damage to the fabrics of our country.
On the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, the opposition parties say there is a machinery in place to make it impossible to complete work on it early enough for 2023 general election, with the issue of electronic transmission of results being the bone of contention.
We were alarmed when we intercepted credible intelligence that the APC leaders have resolved as a first option to delay the 2023 general election by ensuring that the Electoral Act amendment process will not be completed before the 2023 general election. Or in the alternative, where the pressure from Nigerians is much, they will harmonize the bill, but they will never allow the electronic transmission of results.
The group also faults the continuous borrowing by the Buhari-led administration, noting there is no clear-cut debt repayment plan in view. And now, away from that, we'll take you to health-related matters, particularly in the southwest, as in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, medical activities on Wednesday resumed at the Federal Medical Center FMC, Idiaba, Abeokuta, as resident doctors returned to the duty post following the suspension of the 2-month strike. Our correspondent who visited the facility observed normal medical and health care services resumed fully. Medical Director Professor Adewale Musa Olomo monitored the resumption of duty by the doctors. The President NARD at FMC, Victor Adebi, also confirmed that doctors are fully resumed at their duty posts. He expressed hope that the federal government would fulfill all its promises within a 6 weeks grace period. Meanwhile, members of the National Association of Resident Doctors of Nigeria on Wednesday resumed at their respective duty posts nationwide following the suspension of their 2-month strike. The leadership of the association, at the end of a meeting, had directed members to resume on Wednesday. Correspondent Kule Ojo reports that at the University College Hospital, Ibadan, members of the association complied with this directive. Speaking with Galaxy News on development, the president of the association at the hospital, Dr. Zakaria Hussein, confirmed that his members resumed as directed, despite the fact that they are not happy with the position of the government on their demands.
So we resumed work this morning at 8 a.m. All units, clinics have been opened, and our doctors are currently attending to patients as we speak. So the next line of action is to hope that the federal government meets our demands. As we speak now, only about about 13 items that we have, about 2 of them have been met, particularly in usage, as pertaining to usage.
He appealed to well-meaning Nigerians to prevail on the government at the center to fulfill its promises, adding that most of the demands put forward by the association are yet to be met.
We are happy to see our patients, but we are not happy because the federal government has still not acceded to our demands. The challenges that we have are primarily central, but of course we have to route it through our hospital management, which we are currently doing. To my members is this is what we are trained for, and we are back to work, though we are not happy with the federal government, and we are hoping that they will do their best to resolve all these matters.
And now, away from that again, a grassroots sensitization and interactive sessions with leaders and stakeholders of Alimosho local government area of the commencement of enumeration area demarcation exercise continues today. The Federal Commissioner representing Lagos State National Population Commission, Barrister Bimbola Salaudeen, made this known to newsmen and the general public as that this is the 16th phase of the exercise since its commencement in the state, and Alimosho is the 19th local government to be demarcated. Galaxy's Daniel Tenimo reports that the main reason for the exercise is to delineate the entire land area of the state into small geographical units, and the unit comprises of specified persons and households, which a team of enumerators could cover during a consensus or a census. And they added that the success of a credible and accurate census depended on the quality and reliability of enumeration area demarcation.
That it is a household counting. This is how to count household. It is based on catering arrangement. Whether you are related, it does not matter. Once you don't eat from the same pot, then you are a different household. We need them to understand this, because the EAD is a foundational structure of the census. It is a pregnancy that gives birth to the census. It is a key to better development, and we need people to understand this and cooperate with us, listen to us, and we also need to let them know that when we come, they don't have to see them one by one. I mean the household members. Just one person can speak for 10 households in the same building.
Leaders and stakeholders in Alimosho local government area commend the enumeration area demarcation exercise, noting the vast development it will bring to the entire area.
My words for them is that their cooperation is germane to the success of this EAD exercise, because the EAD is the pregnant that will give birth to population census. And it is the foundation, the bedrock of the success of the population census, which is the determinant for sharing of allocation to the local government and local council development areas.
And my appeal to the federal government, they should come down to Alimosho to do better than what they are doing before.
That is a laudable thing, because what we are having today is a thing that is going to showcase Lagos State. It's going to showcase us in the way that everybody will know what Lagos State has in population, and then that will show us that Lagos State needs more things than what is on hand.
And what we're doing today is a stakeholders meeting where we're sensitizing and getting our people familiarizing our people with exactly what we expected of them, seeking their cooperation and support to give us a very true and accurate figure of what we have in Alimosho local government as a whole.
We're going to spread the gospel, because in the past, awareness is not as high as this. And it has counted against us, especially in Alimosho, the largest local government in the same West Africa. So now the awareness is huge, and we are going to pass the message.
Every one of our member, that is the district chairman, all the things we are doing here, we enlighten them, we let them to know, to carry it home, to enlighten their people and to enable their people know what we are doing here.
A legal practitioner, Anayo Wazurike, has opined that the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB are not responsible for the incessant attacks going on in the southeast. According to him, the attacks have been sponsored by some people in high places. This is coming after governors in Nigeria's southeast have vowed to put an end to IPOB's sit-at-home order in the region. Meanwhile, speaking with Galaxy's Valerie Chioma in an interview, Anayo noted that the Buhari-led administration would have to do something quickly about the insecurity in the nation. Otherwise, his administration will go down in history as the one who turned a blind eye to the groanings of the people.
Those who are enforcing a non-existent order are not IPOB people. These are paid people, goons, who have a political end to achieve. IPOB has nothing to gain by destruction of Igbo land economy. Never. The governors themselves are helpless. Politically, they have lost control. That's what I will tell you the truth. No governor can make a broadcast asking people to move around and the people will obey. Threat by INEC not to hold elections, that's farcical. That's the only way I can look at it. Because Borno State has been having elections. Yet for the past 12 years now, they have been at war with the rest of the country, yet they hold elections. There's no part of Borno that does not have a representative in the National Assembly, and the Borno State House of Assembly.
In a bid to seek solution to the many issues bedeviling Nigeria, including abject failure and willful incapacity to produce a desired leadership that will maximize and progressively coordinate resources, a group under the aegis of North-South Alliance has sued for competent leadership. In a chat with newsmen, the group identifies agitations and distortions experienced by Nigerians as induced by leadership insincerity, insensitivity, and incompetence. National Coordinator South of the group and former ASU President, Professor Okachukwu Weze, while insisting that zoning will not get Nigeria on track, accuses the political elites of creating bitterness so as to keep ordinary citizens from both zones' dividend.
The seeming hostilities between both ends of our nation is artificial, we can tell you. It's non-existent. And now found to be induced by political elites to perpetuate and perpetually create non-existing hateful bitterness so as to keep ordinary citizens from both zones divided and subjugated. Do not necessarily need any zoning to get Nigeria on track.
While listing competence and integrity as major criteria ahead 2023 general elections, the group also reviews it has found a worthy candidate to occupy the highest office in Nigeria come 2023.
We have found worthy candidates fit to take Nigeria out of the troubled waters. Incidentally, he is from the southeast, a region that has not really been tested and given the chance to have our best at the driver's seat of our national destiny. The last individual from that zone who led Nigeria did so for only 6 months, over 50 years ago.
So many people at times, when you are going here and there asking questions, an Igbo man is your candidate, they will ask question why. I do wonder and in surprise. Gentlemen, all the Nigerians, is Nigeria created for only Hausas and the Yorubas or the Fulanis? Nigeria has been created to Nigerians, no matter the geopolitical zone you come from.
He is not one of the characters because of his pedigree and record of service. He's not one of the characters who are recamping and decamping in the Nigerian politics. He is not one of them who will go to the Far East and arrange money for terrorists.
So tracking party politics, some concerned stakeholders of the ruling All Progressive Congress have kicked against the consensus option being deployed by the national leadership of the party to elect its officials in the just concluded party congresses. Addressing journalists at the APC National Secretariat in Abuja, the convener of the forum, Abubakar Usman Siddiq, said their mission was to push for the rebirth of the APC, both in name, character, and substance, and in return to the part of the very ideals upon which the party was founded. The group lamented deviation of the party from the ideal political party its founders and vision during its formation in 2013, saying the consensus method used in selecting the party leadership from the wards, local governments to the state levels must not be used for the national convention. They further called on the leadership of the party to return to its original status, adding that all the principles and ideologies as put together during its formation must be honored and respected by all members.
We demand that the set of leaders that will emerge from the forthcoming National Convention must be those who do not only have what it takes to give a new life to the APC in the interest of all members. They must be people with unquestionable characters and proven records of progressiveness. Therefore, stringent conditions must be given as criteria qualifying anyone to hold a national office in the All Progressive Congress.
Now we'll take a break. When we return, we'll bring you more reports. Stay with us, please. Welcome back. You're still watching the news on Galaxy Television, and we appreciate your patience and staying with us all along. Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency, SMEDAN, has signed Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, with banks on conditional grant scheme. The Memorandum of Agreement signed was to show the commitment of both parties about the conditional grants that will be disbursed to small and medium enterprises in Nigeria. Director General of the group, Diko Rada, who signed on behalf of the agency, said a total of 28 states are to be covered by 2021 for the conditional grant scheme, while the remaining 9 states will be recovered or covered by 2022. He, however, urged all banks to disburse the grants to selected beneficiaries as soon as possible, while imploring them to always give detail about the disbursement.
Cover 28 states of the Federation out of the 36 states and FCT. We are left with only 9 states, which we hope to cover by the year 2022. We'll continue to formalize the 40 million MSMEs that are informal, that is the macro businesses that are informal in the country.
The banks, in return, were optimistic that the agreement will further strengthen banks and the group's partnership.
I thank all the stakeholders and all the banks, our colleagues. SunTrust has been a partner to SMEDAN for a long time, and we hope that this would further strengthen and deepen our relationship. On behalf of SunTrust Bank, I say a big thank you to everyone here today, and I look forward to us reading about success stories, impacts of this program on all the beneficiaries.
And now to road infrastructure, particularly in Ogun State. The Nigeria Labour Congress in that state has issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal and Ogun State government to fix the deplorable road infrastructure of the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway. At a demonstration held in Ado-Odota area of the state, the Nigeria Labour Congress chairman Emmanuel Bankole says failure to fix the road, the union will shut down Ogun State. Correspondent John Felix now reports.
This is the best state the Ado-Odota road can be when it doesn't rain. Vehicles like this are not spared, as only the strong-hearted can navigate through. Drivers, road users lament over the deplorable state of the road. They seek urgent rehabilitation of the road.
What I can say concerning this road, that it is a federal road, which we all agree. And we could discover that this road is no more tolerable, which the government as a whole need to find a solution to this for it to be more tolerable and easy for the Nigerians. In the area of repairing it, we use huge amount of money to repair this car, and it's on daily basis.
I just have to park my vehicle under the bridge when you are going to Joko, because I don't want my vehicle to get damaged. That's why I have to trek down to this place to do my transactions. The government needs to fix the road. The government needs to fix the road. We have a transport minister, we have a road minister. What are they doing to this road? You can hear what the driver said now. They were government. But go to the north, they fix their road.
I'm coming to work. I don't go house again on the weekend because I don't get that body to be shaking every day. The transport continue to increase. For 8 years, my salary is not increased, but I'm spending enough, much than before.
The way they treat us on this country is not good. Because every time accident, motor spoil for this road, no local government chairman come there, no assembly come there, no governor can't come there. It's not good.
The Nigeria Labour Congress says the welfare of our members and residents of the state is of great concern to her. The chairman, Emmanuel Bankole, says despite assurances from the Minister of Works and the state governor, nothing tangible has been seen. Bankole says after 21 days, if the road remains the same, the union and residents of the state will shut down the state.
The governor was here some few weeks ago. The minister was here, and they promised that they will commence palliative. We are surprised that even as we speak today, we cannot even see a tipper of gravel, not even a tipper of granite. And they said they will commence palliative measure. And that is why we have come to tell them, enough is enough. When they came to seek for our votes, they never told us it's a federal road. We all voted for them. Because they are not ready for governance. We are giving them 21 days. If after 21 days, we cannot see any appreciable work here, we are going to shut down the state. We are going to send them home. When they are ready for governance, they will tell us. Enough of the pain. I can imagine. Because you want to go to work every day, you will have to sorrow every day.
For residents and road users, they have the opinion that since there is little or no federal presence here, the least the state government can do is fix the road. From Songwater in Ogun State, John Felix reporting for Galaxy Television News.
Quite a view there. Credits to our correspondent in Ogun State, John Felix. Now to other matters, particularly in Oyo State, traders occupying the Ile Gogoro in Oba Akimbi shopping complex at the Bodija Market in Ibadan North local government area of Oyo State on Wednesday morning protested the planning demolition of the building by the state government. The traders, mostly men and women with placards of various inscriptions, converged on the entrance at the entrance of the Oyo State Government Secretariat in Agodi to express the displeasure against the decision of the government. Correspondent Kuliojo reports that they condemned the quiet notice handed over to them and called. I'll go over that again. The correspondent Kuliojo reports that condemning the quick notice handed over to them and called on Governor Shea Makinde to reverse the directive. Speaking on behalf of other traders, the chairman of Igbo Union at Bodija Market, Ogunaya Nwazokoro, expressed concern on the decision of the state government, saying it was ill-timed.
Now help, I don't talk on the phone. Make it governor help us. You know the day we have to go again. Since 1975 when we did here. So, now the help, house.
What is the name of the market again?
Bodija Market, you know Gogoro. Bodija Market, you know Gogoro.
According to him, many of the traders have been in the market for a long time, earning their daily living before the council came recently to serve them such notice. Responding to the issues raised by the traders, the acting head of local government administration Ibadan North local government, Sharafa De Manu, said the dilapidated condition of the buildings and reported cases of killing, raping among others in and around the building necessitated the action of the council.
The notices have been on for months, almost 7 to 8 months. I even met it in some offices May 4th or so. So it's a process that I met on the ground. I Immediately I resumed, I've been trying to manage the people we invested on how we can restore it.
Now, operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Imo State Command, under the leadership of the Commandant Michael Oga, have apprehended 4 suspected oil bunker syndicates in the state. According to the Commandant, who paraded the suspects and products they were conveying in 3 different trucks, said they're illegally refined AGO, otherwise known as diesel. He maintains that the suspects and the B2 Outsmart security operatives went ahead to forward papers for the product, but luck ran out of them. One of the suspects who spoke to newsmen on behalf of his cohort said they have no direct connection with the product. He said they are tank drivers and their duty is just to convey the product from a depot to Delta to a filling station in Imo.
It's about stealing and selling of prepaid meters illegally. We have suspects here who specialize in moving from one house to another, stealing prepaid meters and selling it to the unsuspecting members of the public. Here we have a principal suspect, Usuala Gospel, who claimed to be a 26-year-old man, who is the principal suspect here.
It's because my sister's meter was taken by my Oga here that is teaching me work electrician, and because of that my sister chased me away out of the house, and there is no way of eating, no way of taking any. I cannot eat, nothing for me. Then I got frustrated. I did it out of frustration, but I won't do it again.
As part of efforts to reposition the state on sports roadmap, the Ogun State government has resuscitated the Gateway Tertiary Institution Games, GATIG, for students of the higher institution in the state. The State Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Dr. Oludare Kehinde, while addressing journalists, said government is resoluting at returning the state to its glorious sports heritage. Also speaking, the chairman, main organizing committee, Tunde and Tunji Onotolu, said majority of the schools cannot participate in the 4th edition due to the academic calendar, as some of the schools are currently writing the examinations.
The whole idea of sport is not just to engage in physical activities or fight for a common goal. A well-defined sport event like this competition has been designed as a way to ensure that our tertiary school students develop the right mental, rational, emotional, physical, and psychological strength to lead a great and eventful life.
The commissioner that is seated there is one of the dreams that he had when he came on board, that we should revive most of our moribund competition. We are always first in whatever we are doing. This tertiary games institution started from Ogun State when we are about to hold the much acclaimed best organized sport festival in 2006.
For the number of sports that are taking place, we have 17 in number. We have athletics, abula, judo, badminton, basketball, boxing, chess, football, handball, judo.
Now up next is foreign news.
Welcome to news from the international scene. Tensions with China are at their worst in 40 years. Taiwan's defense minister has said, warning of the risk of an accidental strike between the two. Chiu Qiu-ching's comments came after China sent a record number of military jets into Taiwan's air defense zone for 4 consecutive days. Taiwan considers itself a sovereign state. China, however, views Taiwan as a breakaway province. It has not ruled out the possible use of force to achieve unification. While Chinese jets have not been flown all the way to the highland, Mr. Chiu warned that there was a risk of misfire. Taiwan's air defense zone, which it monitors for threats, extends over an area that covers the Taiwan Strait and large swath of the Chinese mainland. They considered jets crossing an unofficial line between China and Taiwan as an incursion. Mr. Chiu also warned China would be capable of mounting a full-scale invasion of the island by 2025. He was speaking at the parliamentary committee in Taipei, considered a multi-billion-dollar defense spending bill to build missiles and warship. Acknowledging that China already has the capacity to invade, he said such a move would get easier in coming years, though he did not elaborate. Taiwan broke away from the mainland as communists seized power in 1949. Analysts have warned that Beijing is becoming increasingly concerned that Taiwan's government is moving the island towards a formal declaration of independence and want to deter its president, Tsai Ing-wen, from taking any step in that direction. A number of Western allies of Taiwan have expressed concern at China's open display of military might recently. Moving to South America, a sandstorm that lasted 20 minutes have caused significant damages to houses in town of Cataduva in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Sandstorm also blanketed other cities and towns in the state, causing the sky to turn different shades of orange and brown. The skyline across the state changed colors as strong winds combined with a drought that has hit the country. Not all droughts are due to climate change, but excess heat in the atmosphere is drawing more moisture out of the earth and making drought worse. The world has already warmed by about 1.2 degrees Celsius since the industrial era began, and temperature will keep rising unless governments around the world make steep cuts to emissions. Over the last week, series of above dust storms have swept over the cities of Sao Paulo state, caused by high wind and rain that kicked up vast quantities of dust from dry ground. The first instances of the last wave of dust storm came from extreme northern part of Sao Paulo state. No one was hurt in Sunday's storm, but recent abuses in Santo Antonio de Aracangua and Tupa has left 4 people dead. Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has announced his new cabinet after being sworn in 2 days ago following his party's victory in June's controversial elections. 3 ministerial positions have gone to figures from opposition party. Beanu Nega, the leader of the Ethiopian Citizens for Social Justice Party, which won a few seats in the election, has been appointed Minister of Education. He once founded an outlawed rebel group and forced rose to prominence in controversial and bloody elections in 2005 when his then party won an unprecedented high number of seats. Beleta Mola, the head of the national movement of the Amara, has been appointed Minister of Innovation and Technology. Kejala Medasa from the once banned Oromo Liberation Front have been given the post of Minister of Culture and Sport. One notable achievement from Abiy's Prosperity Party is that of Abraham Dele as Minister of Defense. He headed Tigray's interim administration formed by the government before rebel forces recaptured most of the region in June. Nearly all the seats in the election were won by the PP. The OLF were among parties that boycotted the poll. Lastly, on the international scene, moving to Europe, Russian authorities are investigating allegations of torture and rape in the prison system after leaked videos appear to show inmates being abused. More than 1,000 videos were leaked to the human rights Gulagu.net, which claims the footage proves hundreds of people have been tortured. One video appears to show a naked man being abused with a stick at a prison hospital in the city of Saratov. Another video appears to show a man lying face down with his hands taped behind him as a guard presses a boot into his back. The films are part of a large trove of files provided by an anonymous Belarusian whistleblower who served time in the Saratov facility. If the authenticity of this material is confirmed, it would be grounds for a serious investigation, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said on Tuesday. He added that the Federal Penitentiary Service, which oversees Russian prisons, were looking into the matter. as FSIN team have been sent to Saratov prison to verify the allegations, while prosecutors are also reportedly investigating the claims. On Tuesday night, the head of the FSIN branch in the Saratov region reportedly quit over the scandal. Alexei Fedotov submitted a letter of resignation, according to the Interfax news agency. And that's it from the international scene.
And now, up next is entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. Former Big Brother Naija housemate Tega Dominic has deactivated her Instagram account. The reality TV star deactivated her account hours after she had complained about persistent online bullying. In a recent tweet, the actress mom of one called for a truce from the negative online energy while admitting that she was mentally exhausted from having to deal with unhappy fans. Recall that the married housemate has been the subject of persistent backlash even weeks after her time on the reality show ended. While in the house, Tega incurred the wrath of sanctimonious fans of the show for getting intimate with co-housemate Boma Akpore. The pair has since debunked claims, and reacting to this update, Big Brother Naija star Angel has asked people to be kind to all their housemates as mental health is important. Meanwhile, update is businessman and popular Instagram celebrity Ismail Mustafa, popularly known as Montfort, said he will be taking a break from social media to enable him take better care of his health. The Bureau de Change operator took to its Instagram on Wednesday, October 6, to share the announcement, adding that he made the decision on the advice of his personal physician. The latest development comes weeks after the father of two was accused of having an intimate relationship with controversial cross-dresser Bobrisky, an allegation which he debunked. Talking about affairs, Nollywood actress Moyo Lawal has denied the rumors that she's having an affair with a rich politician from the northern part of the country. The movie star took to her Instagram page October 5, 2021, where she cleared the air about the rumored affair. In a video she shared on Instagram, the actress noted that such relationship is the last thing one could use to shut her up, and she has sacrificed a lot for anyone to do that, reiterating that she is more decent and has self-control more than most regular girls and even some married women. Moyo also added that she has been celibate for a very long time, stressing that she's single and at liberty to do anything. She, however, told those making such claims to stick to the truth. Update on Big Brother Naija White Money and Queen is that the Big Brother Naija show latest winner Hazel Ono, popularly known as White Money, has cleared all doubt of the possibility of a romantic relationship with ex-housemate Queen. The season 6 winner recently told Toke Makinwa in an interview that he has a sight on forthcoming project and taking advantage of his new platform, and there is currently no space for a relationship which is romantic. When asked about his feelings for Queen, the actor and businessman said he didn't have any romantic relationship with Queen but saw her as a friend while in the house. White Money revelation interestingly comes as no surprise, as the reality star had made it clear while in the house. However, both housemates enjoyed a very cordial relationship, which some fans hoped could lead to something more. Finally, on entertainment news, Rema has received golden certification for his hit release Dumebi. The Marvin record and Johnson Ward superstar received the certification in France. Dumebi was released in 2019 under the debut EP Rema. News of the song achieving the gold certification in France was shared by Virgin Records. The singer, since his debut on the music scene, has remained focused on conquering more grounds. He has announced he'll be releasing the debut album early next year and also featured on the newly released track list for FIFA 22. This makes it the second year in a row that he has featured on the popular video game. And that'll be all on entertainment news.
And now for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. Don't forget to follow and interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV. You can also follow and tag us on our Instagram page at official Galaxy TV. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips of videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. And that's the much we can take now. On behalf of the entire production team here in our studio in Lagos, we say many thanks for watching the news on Galaxy Television. Let's do this again some other time. My name is Tife Tane Momo. Bye for now.